The philosophical doctrine of phenomenology, which as it has developed since the early 1920s, established the principles that the structures of experience and consciousness are the only true tools by which meaning can be found. Two scholars who have largely conceptualized the potentialities of phenomenologist thought, Edmund Husserl and Martin Heidegger, say that to think this way is to oppose the necessity of objectivity in research and to strive to depict phenomena appealing directly to the consciousness. This began discourse which analysed the relationship between built forms and how architecture is experienced. Swiss architect Peter Zumthor adopted this lens of looking at architecture from within the consciousness of experiencing. Schultz argues that modernist architecture is losing the sensibility of place, a postulation with which Zumthor agreed. One of his projects, which is exemplary of a product of this philosophy, is the Kolumba Museum in Cologne, Germany. Completed in 2007, Zumthor's design was a restoration of the ruined Romanesque church of St. Kolumba that originally occupied the site. The new building reveals Zumthor's thoughtfulness of practice and respect for the notion that, since our feelings and understanding are rooted in the past, our sensuous connection with a building must respect the process of remembering. Reflected in the Kolumba Museum is the objective of designing a building that becomes part of its surroundings. Zumthor's addition to the site takes the form of a tall box which delicately rises from the ruins of the late Gothic church. The building's celebration of the historical elements is through the way it exhibits them. The envelope has been constructed around the surviving remnants of the church to house them such that they become features of the facade. The way the visitor is shown and implored by the new architecture to interact with the historical elements is a designed experience. Zumthor has spatially ordered the program in a way that one must go through many different rooms and touch each handle or curtain along the way to move between the zones of the exhibition. Arriving at the archaeological area, this tactic of choreographing the path through the building continues by allowing the visitor to traverse the ruins via winding walkways. Zumthor by these means generates moments that make the individual more sensitive about the spaces they are experiencing. The material characteristics of the Kolumba, both concrete and intangible, are all refined and entirely deliberate, and can be found in most every detail of construction and architectural member. The extent the effect the materiality has on the quality of the place is owed to the time and exhaustive assessment that Zumthor dedicated to their selection. The stone walls of the archaeological space are made from handcrafted bricks which were specifically developed for this project over years of study and experimentation. The bricks are fired with charcoal to imbue a warm hue, and their assemblage is articulated with perforations to allow air and light to enter the specific spaces of the museum. Lighting is a tool Zumthor calls upon heavily throughout the building to generate atmosphere. The diffused natural light that filters through the brick walls and the candle light from the chapel interact such that the scene is given a graceful, holy quality, offering a powerful reference to the former church. This visual device adds another dimension to the way the museum evokes memory and is a major contributor to Zumthor's achievement of perpetuating architecture's ability to weave an intimate relationship with archaeology and reveal its phenomenological qualities. The philosophers and theorists who established and contributed to phenomenologist thought provided a valuable viewpoint from which architects could operate. Zumthor has moulded his practice intensively within the framework of phenomenology, and hence manifest in the Kolumba Museum is an architecture that offers a deluge of sensory information from which individuals can receive meaning and incur unique experiences. Kolumba Museum, in all aspects, uncompromisingly appeals to the inner language of feeling. The building exists as a testament to Zumthor's consideration of the experience the user gains without thinking and the emotional reaction that he tries to inspire. Ultimately, the measures he has taken to design in line with the ideology that buildings can only be accepted by their surroundings if they have the ability to appeal to our emotions and minds. The project has appreciated the ruins with which it intervenes and created an effective synergy between the layers of time.
Ich danke den Leuten vom Diözesanmuseum einen neuen Zugang gefunden zur historischen Kunst. Hängt auch damit zusammen, dass hier, wie Sie ja sehen und wissen, kein Unterschied gemacht wird zwischen alter Kunst und neuer Kunst, sondern vermutlich nur zwischen schlechter und guter Kunst, nehme ich an. Ja? Okay, und so, das erlebt man in diesem Gebäude. Und das war ein großes Erlebnis, da wieder mal genau hinzuschauen und wirklich das zu erleben. Also nicht nur